everybody! I'll be showing you today how to make a trumpet skirt. So this tutorial is very simple, and at the end of it you get a very beautiful looking trumpet skirt. So you will need a few basics, such as a basic skirt block. I will not be showing you how to make this, but there are lots of tutorials online that can. So you also need paper, pencil, scissors and a razor and tape. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to take your basic skirt block and you're just going to trace around it, and you're going to leave about 5 inches from the bottom, because the bottom 5 inches will be like the roughly bit of the trumpet skirt. So just trace around that as best as you can, and then once you've reached the end, just use a ruler to finish it off, and that will be the front piece of your skirt, and you should get something that looks like this. So do the exact same for the bottom 5 inches of your skirt. Just trace around that and finish the top off with a ruler, and then you'll have 2 pieces like this. The next step will be to cut out the bottom 5 inches of your skirt, and what you're going to need to do is just draw several vertical lines down it, about 1.5 inches. Nothing neat, it could just be it could be wonky if you want it to be. And get scissors, and you're just going to cut through those lines right to the end, but don't cut through to the end. So what I'm showing you guys is something called the slash and spread method. So you're just going to keep doing this until you get to the end. Oops, okay, so that just fell off, but that's okay, it's easily rectifiable. So all you need to do is just get some tape and stick it down, and that should fix it. All fixed. Okay, so we've done the slashing, and now we need to do the spreading. So what you're going to do is you're just going to spread it apart so that there's about 1 inch between each piece. So as you can see, I kind of spread it a bit too far apart, but I did change that so that they were spread apart about 1 inch. And the shape you're aiming for is 1/4 of a circle, so I've got here half a circle, and I did change that. Okay, so now that I have my spread pieces, I'm just going to put it down on another piece of paper, and I'm just going to trace around the bits that I can trace around, because as you can see there is tape in the way which will leave some gaps, but then you can just fill those gaps in afterwards. So carefully remove it, make sure you don't rip your paper, you don't want any holes in what you're doing. Okay, and then just fill in those gaps, give it a nice smooth curve, and then you should get something that looks like this. And these will be your 2 pieces for the front of your skirt. So next we're going to add the seam allowances. As you can see, I did add 1/2 inch seam allowance at the centre front, but that isn't needed and I have removed it. So just go around the perimeter of your piece and add your seam allowance. I also accidentally added 1/2 inch seam allowance at the bottom, forgetting that I needed to add a hem allowance. So I did change that, and I added a 1 inch hem allowance at the bottom. So these are my final pattern pieces for the skirt. So I went ahead and I did the exact same thing for the back of the skirt, producing 2 more pieces. And now you can go ahead and create your trumpet skirt. So once I cut out my pattern pieces from my fabric, I created this skirt. And I haven't hemmed it yet, which is why the bottom is looking a bit rough. But once you hem it, it will come out a little bit shorter. And this is the inside of the skirt. So I did line it, I added an invisible zip as well. And this is my finished product. So thank you for watching my tutorial on how to make a trumpet skirt. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'd love to see what you made, so send them in to me, and until next time, bye bye!